That is a functional group. What do you mean by functional group? First, we should know what is the meaning of functional group. I think in second year you are going to study so many functional groups, but students they don't know the what is the meaning of that functional group. What do you mean by functional group? Functional group is a group of atom. What is a group of atom which determines property of that compound. Which determines property of that compound. See, I will take simple example. After passing 10, you are going to go for student. You are going to go for science, commerce, as well as arts. By taking that name only itself, it will understand that if I take science, which are the subjects you are going to study? Physics, chemistry, maths, and biology. If I take name as commerce, it will come as one going to study economics, accountancy, business studies. So these are study in commerce. If I take arts, so you are going to study economics as well as sociology, political science. Is it? So here in our chemistry, if I take that name of that compound, it will tell the property of that compound. Okay, so it is what? It's a group of atoms which determines property of that compound. Which determines property of that compound. It is the definition for functional group. What do you mean by functional group? A group of atoms which determines property of that compound. Okay, so I'm going to give that one by one. How many groups are there, as well as what is the functional group for a symbol for functional group, that also I will give. First, to understand the definition for functional group. How many are present? Yeah. Understood the definition for functional group? Okay. Now I'm going to give different functional groups. We are going to study in first year as well as second. First one, that is alcohol. First one is what? It is alcohol. Okay. What is the functional group for alcohol? Functional group for alcohol, it is OH. What is the functional group for alcohol? That is OH. So if I take the name of alcohol, so in your mind it should come as functional group as what? It is the OH. Is it? Next. Second one, aldehyde. Aldehydes. So for aldehydes, what is the functional group? We are going to have a functional group as CHO. For aldehydes, we are having the functional group as what? CHO. Next, third one, ketone. Third one is what? Ketone. What is the functional group for ketone? Ketone, always we are having carbon CO. If it is having only CO, that means what? It is a functional group for what? Ketone. Next, fourth one, carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids. What is the functional group for carboxylic acids? It is also having COOH. What is the functional group for carboxylic acids? Having the COOH. Next, fifth one, ether. Functional group for ether will be only O. Functional group for ether it is only O. Next, sixth one, ester. Ester. Sixth one is what? ester. What is the function group for ester? That is R C O O R dash. Okay, R C O O R dash. So what do you mean by R and R dash? Those are alkyl groups. So what alkyl groups? Like CH3, here also CH3. Is it? So this one, as for ester, what is the function group? Function group for ester it will be R C O O R dash. Is it? Next, seventh one, that is amine. Seventh one is what? Amine. What is the function group for amine? That is NH2. Okay, function group for amine is what? NH2. Here, I'm going to change one word, that is only amide. Don't get confused. Difference between amine and amide. If you are having amide, what is the function of amide? That is CONH. What is the function for amide? Is CONH. So these are the 8 functions we are going to study in first year as well as second year. Is that clear? See, once again I'll explain. Name functional group. Which are the functional groups are present? First one, alcohol is OH. Is it? For aldehydes, what is the functional group? That is CHO. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Next, for ketone, what is the functional group for ketone? That is CO. Okay, is what? CO. Next, for carboxylic acids, what is the functional group for carboxylic acids? That is COOH. Next, for ether, what is the functional group for ether? That is only O. Next, functional group for ester. Ester, that is RCOORH. Next term for amine. What is the functional group for amine? That is NH2. Okay, so don't get confused. Here it is. I have given amine. This one is amine. If I have amine, that is CO group directly it will attach to the that is amine. So that we are going to call it as what? Amine. It is not a amine. Next, I'll give one more. That is ninth one. Acetyl. One, acetyl. Acetyl function group it will be COCl. Okay, COCl. Acetyl chloride. Acetyl chloride. Acetyl chloride. So that is COCl. Okay. So otherwise we can write it as CH3 COCl. The name of this compound is what? Acetyl chloride. So here from 1 to 8, those are very, very important from point of view. What is the function group for alcohol? That is OH, aldehyde CHO, ketone CO, carboxylic acid OOH, and ether O, ester that is RCOOR, amide NH2, amide CONH2, and acetyl chloride that is CH3COCl. CH3COCl. Understood? Is there any doubt? Okay, fine. Yes. Okay. So these are the main function groups. Just remember, because next we are going to study that one only, how to name the compounds. You have to by heart all those things. Is it okay?
Okay.
Next, very important for first year as second year. What is that? That is nomenclature of organic compounds. That is nomenclature. Nomenclature of organic compounds. Nomenclature of organic compounds. Nomenclature of organic compounds. What do you mean by nomenclature? How to name the organic compounds. So there are some certain rules they have made. Who has made? That is IUPAC. Okay, there is one system. We are going to call it as IUPAC. What do you mean by IUPAC? IUPAC. What do you mean by IUPAC? That is International Union International Union Here applied here applied chemistry. Okay. So before this IUPAC system, based on their source origination, they used to give the names. But after that, some scientists they were not agreed. Hey, whatever they were giving that name, wrong, total wrong. So after that, some scientists they were thought that make some rules to give the for organic compounds. That time, one system they have raised, that is IUPAC system. What IUPAC system? So in that IUPAC system, what is the full form of IUPAC? International Union Pure Applied Chemistry. According to this only, we have to name the organic compounds. But we cannot name the inorganic compounds by using this one. So this one is totally different. So it's not totally different. So to name any organic compounds, we have to remember three very important points. In any type of compound, we learn these three points. First one, that is root word. First one is what? Root word. Okay, first one is what? Root word. Second one, suffix. Second one is what? Suffix. Third one, prefix. Third one is what? Prefix. Root word, suffix, as well as prefix. Next, if you learn in detail about root word, suffix, and prefix, you don't have any problem to name the compounds. Easily you are going to let them give any type of compound using all these three components. You can name any type of compound. Is it okay? So we'll study one by one. Then study first one, that is root word. What do you mean by root word? What is the meaning of that root word? How it means? Okay. So what do you mean by root word? Root word. Root word. It will tell the total number of total number of carbon atoms present in parent chain. Total, it is what? Total number of carbon atoms present in parent chain. Parent chain means what? main chain. How many carbon atoms are there? That idea it will be given by root word. Okay. What do you mean by root word? Total number of carbon atoms present in parent chain. Parent chain means what? The main chain. Okay. Carbon atoms must have the more number of carbon atoms. So that is called as what? Root word. How to name that one? Number of carbon atoms. Number of carbon atoms. Next one. Root word. Next one. Root word. I think in school level already you have studied these things, but not in detail. At least some part you have studied in school level. If you are a CBSE student, you studied everything in 9th or 10th standard only. But state syllabus, the students who are from state syllabus, those state syllabus है वो थोड़ा सीखने के लिए थोड़ा tough होता है. But even though वो to make you as very easy. Okay, you don't worry about the naming of the organic compounds. You should not have a single doubt also. Is that clear? Next, root word. So here I am going to give number of carbon atoms and root word. If you are having only one carbon, if you are having only one carbon atom in that chain, how will you to name the root word? It will be with. What is that root word? With. If you are having two carbon atoms, that is with. Is it? I think you remember in school days you studied methane, propane, pentane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, decane. Okay. So here we are studying in detail. Why we are going to give name like that only? We are going to study in detail about the nomenclature of the organic compounds. So here, who are what? Next three. That is rope. That one is what? Rope. If the chain is having three carbon atoms, we are going to use word as root word as rope. Next, if you are having four carbon atoms, we are going to use ure. We are going to use ure. If you are having five carbon atoms, that is pent. That is what? Pent. If you are having six carbon atoms, that is X. What it is? X. If you are having seven carbon atoms, that is F. That is what? F. If you are having 8 carbon atoms, that is oct. That is what? Oct. If you are having 9 carbon atoms, 9 non. That is what? Non. N-O-N. If you are having 10 carbon atoms, then it is dead. It is what? Dead. Is it? First you learn that one. Number of carbon atoms, root word. Only one carbon with 2 is rope, 4 ute, 5 pen, 6 X, 7 F, 8 oct, 9 non, 10 X. Understood? Understood? Is there any difficulty in root word? Is there any difficulty in root word? Everybody understood? Next. Next, second point. Second point, that is suffix. I think some of student you know that what is the meaning of suffix. Suffix means what? After the root word. After the root word. Okay. After the root word, whatever we are using, the terms, whatever we are using, the terms we are going to do as suffix. Here, in case of suffix, we are having two types. There are two types. One is the primary suffix. What is what? Primary suffix. What is what? Primary suffix. Second one, that is secondary suffix. Second one is what? Secondary suffix. I think in your mind, the question will arises. What do you mean by primary suffix and what do you mean by secondary suffix? So for primary suffix, where you are going to use if the chain is having all single bond. Okay, if the chain is having all single bond, if carbon carbon, if it is having single bond, we are going to use as AN. Okay, what we are using ANE. What we are using ANE. Next, if the carbon is having a double bond, like carbon, double bond, carbon. So that time we are going to use ENE. What is the suffix? We are going to use that is ENE. Next, if you are having carbon triple bond with carbon, we are going to use suffix as ENE. We are using ENE for primary suffix to represent the whether the carbon is single bond, double bond, or is what triple bond. If we are having all carbon atoms single bond, we are going to use as a suffix ANE. If we are having double bond, we are going to use as a ENE. If we are having triple bond, YN. Is it? I'll give one example. For here, CS3 single bond CH3. CS3 single bond CS3. How many carbon atoms are there? There are two carbon atoms. Is it? So what is the root word? Root word it will be what? We are having two carbon atoms. The root word it will be what is the root word? That is eth. Correct? It is what? Eth. How the bond carbon between two carbon atoms? A single bond. Then what is the suffix you are going to use? That is e. That is ethane. Correct? What is the name of that compound? It is a ethane. Next, I'll take next type of example. CH2 double bond CH2. CH2 double bond CH2. How many carbon atoms are there? There are two carbon atoms. Is it? So what is the root word? The root word it will be eth. What is the root word? It will be eth. But here, unfortunately, we don't have the single bond. We are having the double bond. We are having double bond. What is the suffix you are going to use? You should use en. What we should use? En. Next one, third example, that is CH triple bond CH. CH triple bond CH. What is the root word? Root word again we are going to use as a East word we are going to use as a east because we are having two carbon atoms, but what is a bond? It is a triple bond. So that's why here suffix we are going to use as YN. Understood? First one example is what? Ethane. Second one ethane. Third one ethine. Is there any doubt? Understood? Primary suffix. If you are having single bond, it will ends with ANE, double bond ENE, triple bond YNE. Okay. Next, we'll go for secondary suffix. Oh, where we are going to use the secondary suffix? Already we have discussed that is primary suffix. So for secondary suffix, to represent the functional group, if the chain is having a functional group, that time we are going to use a secondary suffix. So what do you mean by secondary suffix? To represent, to represent, to represent the functional group. To represent the functional group, we are going to use a secondary suffix. How I'm going to give some example for secondary suffix. Compound, functional group, functional group. Next, secondary suffix. Secondary suffix. So one table format will do. Correct. Compound, functional group, secondary suffix. First, alcohol. This one is what? Alcohol. For alcohol, what is the function group? That is OH. Function group is what? OH. So, for secondary suffix, as I told, secondary suffix it is to represent the functional group. To represent the functional group. So here, what is secondary suffix you are going to use? We are going to use for alcohol always ends with, if the OH group is present in that chain, always it will ends with what? OL. Ends with what? OL. Next, aldehyde. Second one, aldehyde. Function group as CHO. Next, secondary suffix we are going to use as AL. Always the aldehydes, if aldehyde is present, that chain always it will ends with what? AL. Next, third one. Third one that is ketone. Ketone. What is the function group for ketone? That is CO. Then what is secondary suffix we are going to use for ketone? That is ONE. Is that ONE? Next one, fourth one, carboxylic acid. Fourth one is what? Carboxylic acid. For carboxylic acid, what is the functional group? Functional group for carboxylic acid it is COOH. So, what is the secondary suffix we are going to use for carboxylic acid? That is oic acid. What is that? Oic acid. So correctly you just pronounce that one. That is oic acid. Next one for fifth one. That is ester. Okay, that is what? Ester. That is the functional group as RCOO or dash. So here secondary suffix we are going to use as OAE. OAE. Okay, it is used as OAE. Next sixth one, amine. Amine. What is the functional group for amine? That is NH2. So here also for secondary suffix we are going to use as amine only. We are going to use as amine. Next seventh one, that is amide. CONH2. Here also we are going to use as a amine. Okay. So for here your exam point of view, just remember all six. Six are very very important. So once again I will repeat. Secondary suffix. Why we are using secondary suffix? To represent the functional group. To represent the functional group. Next, make a three columns. Compound, functional group, secondary suffix. So alcohol, if the chain is containing alcohol, that is OH. Secondary suffix, we are going to have a OL. The secondary suffix, that is OL. If you are having aldehyde, functional group as CHO, secondary suffix as AL. Next, if you are having ketone, so that is CO, secondary suffix we are going to use as ONE. That is what? ONE. Next, if you are having carboxylic acids, that is COOH. So secondary suffix we are going to have OIC, that is oic acid. Next, for ester, that is RCOOR dash. Function group, the secondary suffix we are having OAT. Okay, OAT. Next, amine, NH2. And again, here we are going to write amine only. And one more, that is seventh one. I told amine, CONH2. And again, we are going to get it as amine only. And one more, that is ether. Ether one I write. Forgotten that one. Ether. That is function group for ether. That is O. That is what? O. So here, what is secondary suffix we are going to use for ether? For that also, it is ether only. What? Ether. See? So you just remember all seven, including that amide also. Amide, that is the CONH2. Same. Here we are using amide instead of amide, and go for amide, CONH2. Here we are going to get amide. Is it? The total compounds are there, as well as 8 function group, 8 secondary suffix. Is that clear? Yes. Yes, sir. Is that clear? Okay. So now shall I give some examples on secondary suffix? So I'm going to discuss some examples on secondary suffix. See here, first example, CS3, CH2, OH. CS3, CH2, OH. Total how many carbon atoms are there? There are 2 carbon atoms. So that's why eth. What is the root word? It will be eth. Next, all are single bond. So that's why A N. It is not A N. Then, as I told, just only I have told, what I told, the chain is having alcohol group, that is OH. Is it? It is having OH. Then, what is the secondary suffix you are going to use? We have used root word, primary suffix, as well as we have to use secondary suffix. What is secondary suffix you are going to use? That is OL. Okay. What is secondary suffix? That is OL. Then what is the name of that compound? It is ethanol. What is that? Ethanol. Next. Second example. CS3, CH2, CHO. So total how many carbon atoms are there? There are 3 carbon atoms. One more thing. When the chain is having, if it is having carbon atom, you should consider in the parent chain. Considered in the parent chain. So here, how many carbon atoms are there total? 1, 2, and this one 3. So give the number 1, 2, next one 3. Okay. So if you are having 3 carbon atoms, what is the root word? Just only we have told. That is pro. Okay. That is what? Pro. Next. All are single bond. AN, and first carbon we are having the aldehyde, that is CHO. We are having aldehyde. What is the secondary suffix we are going to use? Al. Right? A or propanol. What is the name of that compound? Propanol. Third one, CS3, CH2, COOH. So, as I told, first you have to go for chain which containing more number of carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms are there? Total 3 carbon atoms are there. 1, 2, next one 3. So if you are having 3 carbon atoms, what is the root word? That is probe. Okay, it is what? Probe. And all are having what? Single bond. AN. Next, what is the functional group for carboxylic acids? That is, if you are having COOH group, that time you should use oic acid. What it is? Oic acid. So here, what we are going to write? Propanoic acid. What is the name of this compound? Propanoic acid. Is it? Fourth one, the CO. Next word, CS3. CS3, CO, CS3. How many carbon atoms are there total? Total there are 3 carbon atoms. 1, 2, this one, 3. So 3 carbon atoms. What is the root word? That is probe. Is it? Root word is not probe. Then primary suffix we are going to use as an. Primary suffix is what? An. For second carbon, what we are having? We are having the ketone. We are having ketone. What you are going to use? Ketone. O-N-E. Okay. So propan 2-O-N-E. Sir, why you represented number here? When functional group is present at first carbon atom, no need of representing the number. When you are having function group in between, wait, so that time you have to represent the number because you should know where it is present. They are not given number, that you should understand that it is terminal end. Okay, terminal end of the chain. So that is function group is present. So here second carbon we are having the ketone. That's why propan 2-O. Is that propan 2-O? Is it okay? Is there any doubt? Okay, fine. Yeah, I know that time is up. Everybody has cleared? So today we have what we have discussed. So today we have discussed root word as well as suffix. The root word, it will give the total number of carbon atoms present in parent chain, as well as suffix. There are two types. One it is a primary suffix and second one secondary suffix. So primary suffix gives idea about what the chain, whether it is containing single bond, double bond, otherwise triple bond. That is alkane, alkene, as well as alkyne. As well as secondary suffix, it will give idea about the whether the chain is containing which type of functional group. We are having like this functional group, you have to use secondary suffix. I have given already examples. So please watch, read those once again. So everything it will be clear. So over. Just solve these examples.